Let me paint you a picture. You wake up, no alarm. The sun is coming through the window of your bedroom, except your bedroom is floating somewhere between Monaco and Ibiza. You walk out onto your private deck. Someone hands you a coffee. The Mediterranean stretches out in every direction as far as you can see. No boss, no traffic, no mortgage, just you, the ocean, and complete, total freedom. Sounds incredible, right? Now let me tell you what that moment actually costs. Because buying the yacht, that's just the beginning. The real number, the true cost of yacht ownership, is something that even most rich people are completely unprepared for. Today, we are breaking down every single dollar it costs to buy, own, and operate a yacht, from the entry-level boat that a successful professional might actually afford, all the way up to the floating palaces that make billionaires look at their bank accounts and wince. Squeak, squeak, let's go. Okay, let's start at the bottom of the yacht world. And I use the word bottom very loosely here. Entry-level yachts, we're talking vessels between 40 and 60 feet, will run you anywhere from $500,000 to $2 million to purchase. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's expensive, but it's not insane. A nice house in a good neighborhood costs that much. And you'd be right. The purchase price alone is not the shocking part. Here's the rule that every yacht broker knows and almost never volunteers up front. The annual cost of owning a yacht is approximately 10% of its purchase price every single year. So that $1 million entry-level yacht, it's going to cost you $100,000 per year just to keep it floating, whether you use it or not. That's marina fees, insurance, crew wages. Yes, even a modest yacht needs at least 1 or 2 crew members. Maintenance, fuel, safety inspections, licensing fees, every single year. You don't own a yacht, you adopt one. And it is an extremely expensive, high-maintenance, saltwater-loving child that never grows up. And that's the cheap end. Wait until you see what happens when we move into mid-range territory. Because this is where the numbers stop feeling real. Mid-range yachts, vessels between 80 and 150 feet, start at around $2 million and climb all the way to $20 million depending on age, brand, and features. At this level, you're getting multiple guest cabins, professional kitchens, entertainment systems, stabilizers that keep the boat smooth even in rough seas, and in many cases, a small crew of 4 to 8 people living aboard full-time. Let's take a $10 million yacht as our example. Using our 10% rule, you are now looking at $1 million per year in operating costs. But let's break that down because the specifics are truly mind-blowing. Crew salaries for a mid-size yacht, captain, chef, deckhands, stewardesses, will run you anywhere from $300,000 to $600,000 per year. These are skilled professionals. The captain alone can earn $150,000 or more annually. Fuel. A mid-range yacht burns between 50 and 150 gallons of diesel per hour at cruising speed. A 2-week Mediterranean trip, you could easily spend $50,000 to $100,000 just on fuel. Marina fees in premium locations, Monaco, Cannes, Mykonos, can run $5,000 to $30,000 per week just to park. Insurance at this level runs between 1% and 2% of the vessel's value annually. So, on a $10 million yacht, that's up to $200,000 per year just in insurance premiums. And then there's maintenance. Every few years, your yacht needs to come out of the water for a full inspection, a process called a haul-out. At the mid-range level, a single haul-out can cost $100,000 to $500,000. Are you starting to feel it yet? Good. Because we haven't even gotten to the truly crazy part. Everything I just told you. That is what the normal rich people deal with. What comes next is a completely different universe. Welcome to the superyacht. A superyacht is generally defined as any vessel over 130 feet in length. The purchase prices start at around $20 million, and they go up from there, way, way up. Jeff Bezos owns a superyacht called Kourou. Price tag? Reportedly around $500 million. And that's not counting his second yacht, a support vessel that exists purely to carry his yacht's support equipment, including, reportedly, a helipad, because the main yacht didn't have room for one. The Russian oligarch Roman Abramovich owned a super yacht called Eclipse, at the time of its construction the largest private yacht in the world, which cost an estimated $1.5 billion to build. $1.5 billion? Now, using our 10% rule, Eclipse costs approximately $150 million per year just to operate. That is $410,000 per day, $17,000 per hour, around $280 per minute, just sitting there, just existing. The crew alone on a vessel like Eclipse numbers over 70 full-time employees. There are submarines on board, there is a missile detection system, there are multiple swimming pools, a movie theater, and enough guest accommodations for dozens of people. At this level, the yacht is not a boat, it is a floating city. A floating city with a staff, a fuel bill that would make your jaw hit the floor, and an annual operating cost that exceeds the GDP of several small nations. And here is the detail that truly breaks my brain. At this level of wealth, the billionaires who own these vessels often don't pay for them out of pocket. They charter them out, renting them to other ultra-wealthy clients at rates of $1 million to $3 million per week to offset the operating costs. The yacht pays for the yacht, kind of. So here's the question nobody asks, but everybody should. Is a yacht actually a good investment? The answer is going to make a lot of yacht owners very uncomfortable. Let's be brutally honest here. A yacht is not an investment. It is the opposite of an investment. The moment a new yacht leaves the shipyard, it loses 10% to 20% of its value. By year 5, most yachts have lost 30% to 50% of their purchase price. The maintenance costs continue climbing as the vessel ages, the technology becomes outdated, the upholstery needs replacing, the engines need overhauling. Unlike real estate, which tends to appreciate over time, a yacht is a depreciating asset that demands an ever-increasing amount of money to maintain its value. There is a famous saying in the yacht world, and it is one of the most honest things ever said about luxury assets. The two best days of a boat owner's life are the day they buy it and the day they sell it. Now, does that mean nobody should ever buy a yacht? Of course not. If you have genuinely unlimited resources, if the experience of being on the water brings you real, meaningful joy, if you can afford the purchase price and the operating costs and the depreciation without it affecting your financial security in any way, then a yacht is a legitimate lifestyle choice. But if you are buying a yacht to impress people, to signal status, or because you think it makes financial sense, the numbers will humble you very, very quickly. Wealth is not about what you can buy, it's about what you can afford to keep. And keeping a yacht, at any level, is one of the most expensive commitments in the world of luxury assets. Let's do a quick recap of what you now know. Entry-level yachts start at $500,000, but cost 10% of their value every year just to operate. Mid-range yachts hit $2 million to $20 million, with annual costs that can easily exceed $1 million. Super yachts start at $20 million and climb into the hundreds of millions, with daily operating costs that most people will never earn in a lifetime. And none of them go up in value. The yacht dream is real, but so is the yacht bill. If this blew your mind, smash that like button and subscribe for more content that breaks down how the ultra-wealthy actually spend and lose their money. Drop a comment. Would you buy a yacht if you could afford it? Let's see how many of you are brave enough to say yes. Until next time, squeak, squeak.